A turboprop engine is more fuel efficient and lightweight than a jet engine, giving it a competitive advantage in takeoff performance. For a fraction of the cost, many turboprop planes can now fly the same range and at the same speed as modern jets. When we examine turboprop planes more closely, we will discover that some are on par with, if not better, many luxury aircraft on the market. In this video, we will take a look at one of these kinds of jets, the TBM 940. Sit tight and get ready to see the creative works of aircraft engineering. So without further ado, what is the Daher TBM 940 all about? Well, the most recent iteration of the popular TBM series has a top cruise speed of 330 knots. It is the first turboprop weighing less than 12,500 pounds to offer a standard, factory-installed integrated auto throttle and automatic de-icing. In addition, it has a top speed of 330 knots when cruising at a lower altitude. Both of these features, along with the aircraft's single-lever power control, significantly cut down on the amount of workload and stress experienced by the pilot. These factors can be significant since most TBMs are operated by a single pilot at altitudes of up to 31,000 feet. The temperature of the surrounding air and the engine itself, as well altitude and atmospheric pressure, all affect the engine's performance. Suppose the plane does not have an auto throttle system. In that case, the pilot will have to manually adjust for the changing conditions by either increasing or decreasing the fuel flow to keep a constant airspeed and the correct engine temperatures. The adjustments take up a lot of time and have a negative impact on fuel efficiency. They have the potential to cause damage to the engine if they are not made correctly. The 850 horsepower Pratt & Whitney PT6A-660 engine in the 940 can be safely and effectively operated thanks to the auto throttle that is provided by Garmin. It makes use of software to analyze a large number of aircraft and atmospheric variables and then automatically controls engine power in order to produce a desired and secure airspeed. This helps to ensure the flight of the aircraft remains safe. When ice is detected, the automatic de-icing system will display a message to alert the crew, and it will activate itself if the pilot does not take appropriate action within a predetermined amount of time. The system de-ices the airframe, propeller, and windshield, and it also activates the inertial particle separator to prevent icing on the engine. The Daher TBM Eco-Pilot technology, which was previously available on the TBM 930 and TBM 910, uses guardrails built into the Garmin Autopilot to maintain flight within the aircraft's design envelope. It does this by using pitch and bank angle inputs to protect against excessive bank angles, speed departures, and hypoxia incapitation, and additionally, the emergency descent mode is automatically activated when the cabin altitude is greater than 11,500 feet. Since the model year 2020, every TBM 940 has been fitted with Home Safe TM, an emergency system that in the event that the pilot loses consciousness, automatically brings the aircraft to a runaway touchdown. The system can be activated manually by pressing an orange button that is easily identifiable atop the cockpit instrument panel, or it can be activated automatically if the emergency descent monitor or the level function is engaged after there has been no response from the pilot. Both of these scenarios involve the absence of a pilot's input. Its software takes into account factors such as fuel range and runway length when determining which airport is the most suitable for landing. This takes into account weather and terrain data. Home Safe TM is based on Garmin's emergency autoland system, which is available as a component of the G3000 integrated flight deck and can be retrofitted to earlier TBM 940 aircraft. This system is also available as a standalone product. The 940 incorporates a number of other improvements, one of which is redesigned exhaust system that improves the flow of air through the engine and consequently boosts its performance at high altitudes. A composite propeller with 5 blades improves takeoff distance, climb times, and cruise speed while keeping outside takeoff noise at a quiet 76 decibels. This is approximately the same amount of noise that an automobile makes when traveling at 65 miles per hour when measured from 25 feet away from the edge of a freeway. The actual performance figures remain relatively unchanged, with the exception of the takeoff distance, which has been shortened by 50 feet to 2,380 feet at sea level and standard temperature. The cabin has been updated with a new look and heated seats, as well as traditional thermal insulation in the sidewalls, a central shelf with side storage, an additional 115-volt outlet at the right rear seat panel, and an additional USB port, bringing the total number of ports to 6 for passengers and 3 for the pilots. In addition, the cabin has been insulated with additional thermal insulation in the sidewalls. New production TBMs feature improved environmental controls, vapor cycle air conditioning, upgraded avionics, a smaller beverage cabinet, a wider main cabin entry door that is ideally suited for loading oversized cargo, and an optional separate forward pilot's door. Additionally, these TBMs have a smaller footprint than their predecessors. Passengers are seated in facing club 4 seats, and there is space for 2 pilots in the cockpit. Although the airplane is certified for use with a single pilot, and the majority of operators fly it with a single pilot. The backs of the passenger seats are 22 inches high, and the seat bottoms are 18 inches wide. This results in a very narrow aisle that is only 11 inches wide. There is one club table that can be pulled out from the wall on the right-hand side, and there are power outlets available for laptops. In 2016, Daher introduced an elite privacy option for the aircraft, which includes a privacy screen, an illuminated mirror, and an electric flushing lavatory that is concealed within a pop-up surround. Additionally, this option includes an illuminated mirror. Also beginning in 2016, Daher began providing customers with the option of selecting their aircraft, and the company badged and priced the various models differently to reflect this change. The TBM 940, just like the 930 before it, is outfitted with the more sophisticated Garmin G3000 package. This is the next generational backbone for the avionics on some larger, faster jet aircraft such as the Honda Jet and the Cessna Citation M2. The TBM 910 is equipped with the Garmin G1000 NXI glass panel system. On the 910, you can get all of the same options that you can get on the 930 for approximately $200,000 less. The only options that are different are the avionics. According to Daher, the company's customers have roughly split down the middle in terms of which model of the two they prefer. Cockpit improvements were implemented by Daher for the TBM 930 and 910 for the 2018 model year. These improvements included a backlit center console, new power, flap levers, and override controls. The standard color options have also been expanded, in addition to the high-fidelity microphone that was added to the oxygen mask worn by the pilot. Well, if you found yourself curious about this jet's price for a moment, the market price for completely owning the Daher 940 is $4.9 million. Well, the high prices never come as a surprise when owning a private jet, right? According to Nicholas Chambert, Senior Vice President of Sales for the Aircraft Division of Daher, sales activity for the 940 has been brisk. According to the General Aviation Manufacturers Association, the manufacturer had delivered 48 TBM 900 series aircraft by the end of 2019, including approximately 24 of the new 940s. This information was obtained through 2019. Even today, some 32 years after the first TBM took to the skies, there are very few aircraft in the world that can achieve speeds of more than 300 knots while burning only 50 gallons of fuel per hour. The TBM 940 is capable of doing all of this and much more in a fashionable manner. Well, what do you think of this? Would you get yourself one? Do you think it's really worth the price? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you like this jet, wait until you get to the most luxurious turboprop in the world. That's right, no bluff. Interested? Well, click on this video here to take a look inside the new Piper M600-SLS. So until then, goodbye.